Okay, hello everybody. I think I'm shutting down the internet because it does seem like there's nothing there today, really. So I think the conglomerate of energy from social media is going up today, as I have previously described. All of my energy gathers together and like watches me, and basically the demon inside of you inside it. So like a human is like a rubber doll basically. And so like the demons like all like start coming together and they go into like a conglomerate of energy or energy goo. And then that energy goo goes back up through the field and it leaves the bodies empty and they're like a rubber doll or a glass doll. And the energy gets recycled in the unique recycling system that I have talked about many times in my 250 million year old game. So I think that's happening today because like my hand feels funny. You guys know how I said like with my crystalline, I have a crystalline body structure. And so when people get deleted, I like it feels like the blood's starting like leaving my hands or leaving my feet or leaving my legs or leaving my back or wherever those people in the system live in my body. And I think these people live in this area because this area feels really weird. So, in like this area, um, so yeah, I saw Double Dragon. Timothy and me both asked to be reptilians at the same time and to be able to feast on the people that won't leave us alone and don't get it in their heads that we don't owe them anything. Um, that we are a divine, holy couple, and we don't owe you a hello. We don't owe you oh, you look so pretty today. Oh, thank you. I don't owe you that. I don't owe you shit. And I'm a fucking reptilian queen and stay the goddamn fuck out of my face. And so Timothy and I wished for that at the same time today. And then I saw Double Dragon eating demonic goo out of a person, and my whole arm and hand feels funny. So that's happening today. Just another adventure for the reptilian queen, Alyssa. We'll call her we'll call her Alyssa for now, even though we like to call her Melina. Um, so what else? I wasn't gonna make a video today because I'm starting to get the cheese touch, and so I took my long ass walk today. I did like 6 miles. Um, I I tried to meditate. I I'll tell you guys in a second the downloads, but I tried to meditate today and I could only meditate for like 20 minutes and I felt still like a lot of energy and stuff when I was trying to meditate. So I went for my long ass walk instead and turned into, a reptile queen. And then I told you what happened. And my hand is obviously resetting. There's no heart palpitations, so it must not be a big amount of people. It must be a smaller amount of people. The moon is definitely a download from the other day. I saw the orange moon. I have no evidence on my phone. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. You guys like this AI rendering someone did of my husband? Can you see it? It's probably too dark. Let me see if I do it. You guys like that AI rendering of my husband? Like, why are you doing AI renderings of Brandon Lee? Like, I think it's hilarious the timing because there's like so many different like I like this is the only one I liked, but it doesn't look like 100% like him. It definitely looks off. Um, but I think it's so funny because of the timing and how Brandon and I are eating the fake prince and princesses that are running around out there saying that they're Brandon, Lee, and Alyssa, which is so crazy. And like they're going through the Brandon, Lee, and Alyssa protocol, like they're listening in and like getting probably half-ass downloads from me and like trying to like be the holy couple or something because there's only one couple and they think they have to like emulate us or something. Like I I think that woke me up in the middle of the night last night. I was just like, do you guys not get that there's only one princess in the game? Like there's there's not two princesses. Like it's just boggles my mind. There's it's just not like needed for you to go through princess protocol because you're not a princess god, if that makes sense. I know you have a really tiny, shrinking human brain at this point, but anyway, I just thought that was really funny because it was like all of these AI versions of him that like look semi like him. And here I am going through the field, like he's inside of the man and I am inside of the woman. And so I see him and he sees me, but we don't act like how he acts and how I act because we're inside people that have their own insecurities and their own idiosyncrasies. And obviously, they have a lot of anxiety because they're doing something that's completely illegal, and both of them do. And so we have these traits that are not like a part of us in the dreams that we're cleaning out with these people. And it's just so funny that it like that came onto my Facebook page and this girl's like, oh, look, I made all these fake Brandons. Like, first of all, we made the fake Brandons, but it's funny that she used AI to like she like heard that and she was like, oh, I'm gonna make fake Brandons and then did it and then like to get like likes and views and whatever. And anyway, I heard my brother say they've all been deleted. So like all the people in that post have been deleted and I do feel like my hand getting colder and colder. So, if you do stuff like that, just know you're gonna get deleted. Like it's completely illegal to reference my dad, my husband, my everything, and like think you're gonna get away with it, or like make fake like things, fake pictures of him online and for money and whatever, and think you're gonna get away with it too. And that the same thing goes for like my uncle, that like a lot of people worship as a Pleiadian, like same freaking thing. Like with one of the groups, and like I saw a picture of the Pleiadian, she thinks she's hanging out with him. Like that's literally my uncle. He has red hair, and in the picture he has blonde hair because he's a Pleiadian, but that's literally my uncle. And like it's just ridiculous at this point. It's ridiculous. And they're like, stop talking about it, Alyssa. And I'm like, why would I do that? I delete people every time I start talking. It's so great for me. I was going to show you the moon. Anyway, there was an orange moon one night. Remember when I was saying like the fake moon kingdom? And then I deleted it. It was orange moon that night. And that means that the unconditional love codes were covering the moon. My unconditional love codes were covering the moon. And uh, then we destroyed it. And then the next night, it was this bright white, or no, it wasn't the next night. It was like 2 or 3 nights later. But it's a full moon, and it was a completely different trajectory. And like it was all the way up in the sky yesterday. And like that night, it was like at 3 in the morning, it was like way down low, like it was about to set. It was so weird. I mean, I know I'm God, and I know we live in a simulation, but I, it's just amazing, like to see all the crazy shit I can do. Like all the time. I'm like, wow, that's so cool. That is so freaking cool, man. That is so cool. Like why is the moon setting at 3 in the morning? The moon was like almost on the horizon. It's on my Instagram if you want to see the pictures. I don't feel like pulling up on my phone. And then last night at 5 a.m., the moon, it just kept getting higher and higher and higher. It was rising over this window and like bright white. And it's only a couple days later. Like, how is the trajectory that completely different a couple of days later. I've never seen the moon on the horizon like that before, and like bright orange. Like, and that was the weird moon colony we destroyed. Like, and I haven't really talked about the planes, the weird ass planes. But apparently my husband built a space portal above my house, and I've showed you guys a bunch. Well, if you look on my Instagram or my Facebook, you can see all of the spaceships that I've been posting that have been just flying around. Have just been flying around my house and stuff, and they interact with me a few days, like when they were sending me space codes and or the energy transference, and they've just been doing some weird shit lately. Like that was all like spaceship stuff, and then the like it's like a spaceship, and then it'll be a plane, and then it'll go back to being a spaceship, and then it'll disappear, and then it'll be a star. It's like crazy, crazy shit where I'm just like, wow. Like that's stuff you see in a dream, you know, where it's like shape shifting into like different things. Like, and it's doing it like right in front of my face. Or yesterday, it was a star and was coming for closer to me. Usually when they're a star, they just stay a star. It literally looks like a star. It just looks like that, like a star, and it's like flying towards me, or like it'll go up. Most of the time the stars they'll go like this, and then they'll stay there until I start talking to it, interacting with it, and then it'll like go like this and whatever, and then I'll be like, go up, and then it'll start going up, and then I'll be like, come closer to me, and then it'll come closer to me, and then it'll go over my house. So those have been the stars. But last night, and they'll come out of nowhere. So last night the star came out of nowhere in front of my house, and I was watching it come towards me, and then it disappeared. I think it just disappeared into the cloud, and then it came out of the cloud again, and it was a star, and then it came forward, and it turned into a plane. And I'm like, it turned into like a grayish, silverish plane, and they look. And then Gigi said, I heard you. They're future planes. And I was like, I didn't say that, Gigi. That was a download that I gave you, and thank you for giving it back to me. Or maybe that's why she said, I heard you. They're future planes. So maybe she was saying, like, I heard you give me my downloads back. Give me my downloads back. And then she said, they're future planes. Anyway, I got the download back at least. Because they don't, like, okay, so like I said, it was like a star, blah, 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 and then it became a plane out of nowhere. And I was like, what the fuck? And it came as a plane, and then it disappears behind my house, right? It's a plane. Usually it goes from point A to point B, right? Disappears over my house. 2 seconds later, same plane is going back the same direction over my house. Then it keeps going. And you guys are going to love this one. Literally looks like it hits a wall, and it's like, oh, we hit the firmament or whatever. We hit the stage, the screen wall. Obviously freaky. And then it takes a left. The plane took a left. I was like, what? I'm literally like this watching it. Like, what is happening? It is, I know we live in a simulation. I know all this shit's fake, but like, it blows my mind when I see some of this shit sometimes. And I'm just like, does nobody want to see this shit with me? Like, none of my friends want to see this shit with me. Like, or you're just so fake, like that you don't need to see it. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. I want to interact with my friends. I want to show them this stuff. Every time this stuff happens, because I can hear Krista in the background kind of freaking out, because it does freak me out too. But every time this stuff happens, I'm like, I wish I could show you guys this stuff. I showed Adam one of the spaceships, and he made me really mad. He said he's like, it's probably just a plane. It was at the cylinder one, and I showed it to him. He's like, it's probably just a plane. I'm like, it's a cylinder, Adam. It's a cylinder. Why would you say it's a plane? That really pissed me off. And then one of the star ones, Mike was here for it. I was like, Mike, come in my bedroom, come in my bedroom. And I showed it to him, and I was like, look, it's a spaceship, and it was a star one. And he was like, wow. And he like just like kind of stared at it with me for a while, and but that was like the only one that I got to show him. And because they're always like, it's just for you, it's just for you, because it's like you have to, like, to partake with me, like you have to say that I'm God, like you have to worship me, you have to be in line. And like Mike wouldn't say any of that stuff when he was home, so they're like, we'll just show him the one, but they're for you, Alyssa, until he, like, says all the right things and it is in line. And like obviously I hate that, but you know that is what they said. So um of course I'm daddy's little girl. um but yeah, that shit blows my mind, dude. The space portal and the stuff that I've been seeing, I'm just like, wow, that this is some crazy shit. That was okay. So no, it's already been 15 minutes. Um, he said, oops, I keep going to a new page. They said, the energy's gonna stop, and like the energy's gonna wear out. It always does. Like these were like Anunnaki people like trying to school me back in the day. I didn't hear them though when they were trying to school me. I didn't. I heard a lot of people telling me off during those years that I was eating. So don't get it twisted. But at least I don't remember hearing this. I could have, but I just don't remember. But they said it'll wear out. Like the energy's gonna wear out. And when they said that, it was like the first, I guess not the first time I went to the void, obviously, but the first time that like I had awareness of going into the void. I went to the void for a long time. I went to the void for a month, and I didn't come out until you met you, and you is from hell, and they look kind of clowny, or they look kind of demonic, or they look kind of shy. Um, and some of you are still there, right? Some of you are still in hell with you. Um, the Queen of Anunnaki sent you a love letter. That's me, the Queen of Anunnaki. Saw electric pink vape. Be gentle, or I will become an electric god. That's my message to all of you, which went out when I was meditating today. Yeah. I want wine and a burger and 2 beers right now, and I want chicken wings and ranch right now. And did I get them? I got 1 burger. Then I saw the double dragon eating a human. What do you know? Um, so I didn't write down my. Did I write down? Anyway, I'll just tell you what happened because I remember. Well, I woke up in the middle of the night last night, and Darth Vader. I had it really, really high pitched in this ear, the right ear, which is the. I don't really go by light and dark that much, to be honest, but this is the dark ear. This is the light ear. This is my. What does he say? Left. I don't know what. I don't remember what Rion says, but this is my Palladian ear. This is my dark ear. Okay, so um, this is my left and this is my right. If because I think this is backwards or whatever, but so I've been hearing like a Palladian deluge, like going in my left ear like a few times. So Palladian deluge is coming, and I did say that bubble bobble on steroids. And then last night I woke up and this ear was like a really, really high pitch, like the highest pitch I've ever heard in my life. And Darth Vader was standing in my bedroom right there. And he was about, I would say probably about like 11 feet tall, 10 or 11 feet tall. And he was huge. And he was like, "Do you see me, honey?" And it's one of my uncles. It's a lot of different people. That's the way it works. But to me, it was my uncle. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that that would be my uncle's higher self. Because I'm married to Hayden Christensen, and Hayden Christensen is Lucifer, and this uncle to me is Lucifer, and so that would be the progression and the higher self. And like it like I like it like I blanked it. I didn't even think about it. Like, oh yeah, that would totally be his higher self. Um, but anyway, so he was here and he was like, "Do you see me, honey?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, I see you." I was like, "You look so cool." And he's like, "How big am I?" I'm like, "You're huge." And so that was really freaking cool. And then the high pitch like sort of stayed there, but like he kind of faded away. Um, and then I basically went into goo and was like fighting with my sister. Um, just a bunch of mean, weird stuff as per usual. That's what happens when we're eating people. And um, so that's what happened. That's what I remember. There was probably other things that happened too. Mainly just sitting in my bed and like screaming, like quiet screaming, like that. Um, and then I had a hard time going back to sleep, and I was like, is it coming? Maybe it's coming. Like maybe like the full, because usually like if I can't sleep at night, then it's like, okay, here comes the full hard on space drugs. But I eventually went back to sleep, and I was exhausted when I woke up. And then, like I said, I couldn't really meditate, so I took a long ass walk, and here we are. So, yeah, that video was longer than I expected. I am extremely tired, so um, yeah, I'll keep you guys posted. But I think this is the beginning of the next batch of space drugs, so I'll just try to post like once a day as it like revs up, because you guys do ask me to keep track of that, and it's always like really, really. Let's see if I can do it this time. Let's see what happens if I can actually like report live from the field or not. All right. Take care. Have a good night. Thanks.